happen. That is awesome, because I love college, but I was the worst student of all time, all right? Like, I used to sleep in class all the time, right? And people used to get so mad at me for sleeping in class. And I know you're probably thinking, it's probably because you snored. No, it's because I definitely sleep naked. And some of you, my nipples were out in math class. That's my fault. That's one person. All right, cool. We are going to have a good time. We're having fun, you guys. Here's a fun fact that they won't tell you on college. They won't tell you this is a fun fact here. Do you know this? 1 out of every 3 college students won't graduate. All right, she said, really? So here's what I want you to do. Let's do a little exercise. I want you to look to the person to your right. Now I want you to look to the person to your left. And if they both look smarter than you, well, shit. Also, if you looked right when I said look left, it's you. It's you. I'm so sorry. We love you, but we won't see you next APCA, all right? I'll tell you this too, I do like being in this region, man. I like doing shows, I like doing schools in this region, like the Pennsylvania, New York, New England region, yeah. Man, because you guys will just put a college in the middle of nowhere, right? Like every student, like, yeah, you guys will just put a college in the middle of the field. You're like, that's not a field, that's SUNY Cobblestone, you guys. That is, yeah, you guys, I've seen it. It is nowhere, all right? Like, I like doing shows like that though. I like, because like, when you get close to your campuses, you guys have road signs that make me feel like I'm still at home, right? Like, what sign do you see every 4 miles warning you that one animal might just jump out in front of your car? Deer. Yeah, that's an amazing sign, right? Because I grew up around deer my whole life. I've never been afraid of a deer in my life, right? Like, you see a deer, you're like, oh, it's like Bambi. Maybe I can pet it. Never been afraid of a deer. 2 weeks ago, I was in Maine. You know what they have up there? Yeah. Moose. Listen, APCA, that's a way scarier sign to see. All right, because like here's the thing: if you hit a deer, you have a bad day. If you hit a moose, that's your last day. All right, and I looked at the lady. I said, "Look, I got to drive back to the airport at like 2 in the morning." I was like, "What happens if I see a moose?" And she goes, "It's scary." Because they're so big that if you hit them, you just take their legs out and the body falls on top of you and crushes you. And I said, I don't know why you're smiling right now, but I don't think we should be smiling. I said, what should I do if I see a moose? Without missing a beat, she just goes, aim for the ass. And I said, what does that do? And she said, we're not sure. And I told that story seriously for an entire week until last week I was in West Virginia and I told that story. Was somebody here from West Virginia? Yeah, all right, I'll talk slower. And that's and I was in West Virginia, and I told that story. I was like, what should we do? Aim for the ass. Why? We're not sure. And a man all the way in the back of the room just shouted out, and he's like, well, that's so if you hit it, you can save the mate. And I said, what the hell did Jim Bob just say to me? First off, I just hit a moose. Now I gotta get out and quarter it, put it in this Honda Civic I rented, and take it back to camp. I want you to all take a good look at me. We're all gonna die because I'm not a man, all right? I am not. Like, there are some men in here right now, like you look like a man, like you look like a whole man over here, you right here, yeah. Yeah, what's your name? You got a manly name? Kevin? All right, I was wrong, and that's my fault, Kevin. Kevin, you have to, like, listen, your parents probably didn't know you were gonna be so manly when you came out, so they just gave you the name Kevin. What kind of car do you drive, Kevin? You drive a manly car? You have a Mustang. All right, go for 2, Kevin. That's my fault. I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. But Kevin, you look like a whole man, you know what I mean? I don't look like a man, you know? I'll tell you this, thank you for laughing tonight. I appreciate it, because when you guys don't laugh, it gets awkward, and I'm really good at making shows. That was weird. And really good at making shows awkward on my own. Can I tell you the most awkward college show I ever was part of? I will tell you, and I'll mention the name of the school because they're not going to invite me back. I did a show last semester in August at the University of Purdue. Yeah, it was their new student orientation show. We're in this massive theater, there's 2,000 students there, and somehow we started talking about the moon landing. And I'll be real honest with you guys, I brought it up. So we're talking about the moon landing, and then I said, yeah, like if you believe that happened. And then 2,000 students got real quiet. And I was like, oh shit, you guys don't believe in conspiracy theories? And then one girl just shouted out, Neil Armstrong went to school here, you dick. Then she said, and he used to come back all the time. And I was like, I just got here, all right? Like, this is not my fault. I was like, look, are there any other notable alumni from your school that I should know about before I just start talking crap on other random people throughout history, making you guys upset at me? And then one girl just shouted out, Amelia Earhart went here. And I was like, did she ever come back? And she... and she didn't. She did not. She got a job working for Delta, I think. She did not. Yes, I'll tell you right now, I loved college, man. I hated going home when I was in college, man. I hated it, because every time I went home, my family's a little messed up. Like, every time I went home, my aunt wanted me to tell her all about my crazy college stories, right? And like, I really didn't have any, but she was always insistent that I did. Like, every time I went home, she's like, oh my gosh, tell me all about your crazy college stories. Like, I can handle it. I'm the fun aunt. I was like, I really don't have any. She's like, how about I tell you one, and then you tell me one? And I was like, well, buckle up, Karen. We're about to do this. She looked at me and she was like, one night in college, I got really drunk and I hooked up with 2 girls. Yeah, good for her. Yeah, good for her. But you guys don't know what depression feels like until you find out that your aunt has been with more women than you have. Like that, that'll ruin Easter for sure. That's what that'll do. And I do have a very messed up family. Anybody else have a messed up family? Messed up family, man. Like, my sister's the most competitive person in the entire world. How about this? Let's do this. I have one sister, we really don't get along. We're the oldest kids. Oldest kids make some noise? Oldest kids in your family? That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. But watch this. This is usually the most hyper, most happy, most energetic group of people in the entire world. Make some noise if you were the baby. Where are my babies at? Babies? I would ask about the middle kids, but no one loved you guys, so that is... I love how you're pointing at that kid's like, me, damn it, no, all right, that is... Does anybody have a lot of brothers and sisters? Anybody have a lot? How many? 17? Holy shit, are you Amish? Are these lights freaking you out right now? You're like, that's the brightest candle I've ever seen. No, get in the buggy, Jebediah, we're going home. 17? Holy shit, what were your parents doing? No. I know what they were doing, just a lot of touching, just a lot of... Holy shit. Now, let me ask you this. Do you want kids? Time out, I said that like I had some in my car. That was weird. I was like, you want some kids? No. You want kids, all right? How many? 4. Yeah, you learned. 4 is a family. 17 is a litter. That's how puppies are made, bro. 17, so many. Oh my God, man. My sister and I were the most competitive people about everything. Like, she was the most competitive. Like, we were talking to my grandparents, and she turned that into a competition, right? Like, we were talking to my grandparents. She was like, I was the first grandchild to ever give you a great-grandchild. And I was like, well, that's not fair, because like, I haven't done anything with my life up to this point. Like, how was I supposed to compete with that? I was just like, I was the first grandchild to ever get a lawsuit. Right? And my sister, without missing a beat, she's like, yeah, but your lawsuit was an accident. And I was like, yeah, but so was your child. So, no, she's a great mom in public. And you guys have been fun, man. I'll tell you this, if you guys enjoyed my showcase tonight and you want to follow me, I parked here or there. Actually, I'll be at the Neon Entertainment booth. Come by and say hi. I made some friendship bracelets. Come by quick because I don't have many of them. And also, because you guys are such an amazing school, the showcases here at APCA, we're doing next semester, if you book a showcase, if you book a comedy show on site, we're doing a comedy show and stuff and plush night. So every school will get 50 free stuff and plushes for coming out to for booking a show here on site. So that's up to you guys, right? I'll leave you guys with this. I do want to let you guys know, college goes by so quick, so whatever dream you have, you should go after it, because there's nothing better than getting to do what you love every single day of your life, right? Yeah. Like, I can tell you the exact moment in my life when I knew comedy was what I was going to have to do for the rest of my life, right? I got kicked out of an 8th grade sex ed class, and that brought me here tonight. I was in 8th grade, I didn't just show up there, yeah. The teacher asked me a question. It was a poorly worded question, right? She looked right at me and she was like, Derrick, what should you wear to prevent unwanted pregnancies? And I said Crocs. And I stand by that. You